Welcome to Partially Plastic. Nobody you are about to hear or have just heard is licensed to provide medical advice, nor has anyone examined you for your individual conditions. Please seek the advice of a medical professional of your choice for your treatment. The opinions expressed on this program are personal to the person expressing them and not necessarily the opinions of the host or any sponsor, and are merely anecdotal stories of our individual experiences and not meant to be statements of fact.
Hi, welcome to Partially Plastic. I'm Kelly and I'm here with Kylie. She's a nutritionist for plastic surgery. Kylie, can you tell everybody about your business?
Hello. So my name is Kylie. I'm a clinical dietitian and I'm specializing in plastic surgery. And my company's name is Suli Nu. Suli kind of comes from the Korean word of repair. And so we've been having this company for about 3 or 4 years. And I've been working in plastic surgery for about 3 or 4 years. But I came from over a decade of post-surgical care. So that's a little bit about me.
How did you choose plastic surgery as the industry?
Well, a few reasons. One is my girlfriends were having surgeries and they were having bad outcomes. They were educated. They were nurses. They were all having these surgeries, and it was taking them a year, like 6 months to a year to recover. And I knew that wasn't normal, and that wasn't what should have been happening, because these are perfectly healthy individuals. And the second thing is, as I lived in Boston and trained with a lot of surgeons, I became friends with some plastic surgeons. And I just remember asking them, we were actually camping, me, my husband, and a couple other a plastic surgeon, and an orthopedic surgeon. And I just casually asked them, I said, what do you do for your clients when you send them home? And he said, nothing. We don't do anything for them. And I think that was my aha moment, drop in my lap. This is what I am made to do. Because I knew that my friends were spending thousands and thousands of dollars on surgery, but given no nutrition help, which is a huge driver in their recovery. So that's when I started getting into plastic surgery.
And what role does nutrition play in healing from plastic surgery?
So it's funny. I just did a video on this, and what I wanted to tell people is, besides choosing your surgeon, all the studies back up that nutrition is your second most important thing. It's not your lymphatic therapist. It's not your post-op care nurse. It's not your Facebook group. It is your nutrition, and it's And it's a strategic nutrition. It's not just about getting healthy or eating clean or eating high protein. It's strategic nutrition that is going to propel you to heal stronger and faster and safer. So I would say right behind your surgeon.
What are the key nutrients or dietary considerations that can help promote healing and minimize complications after plastic surgery?
That's a long question. Okay, so really, I like to talk about this because I want to refute a lot of things. So sometimes what I see is I see a lot of vitamin stacking. So when you ask this question, what people want to see is vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin D, a zinc. And so you're going to have this whole barrage of supplements. And that's what people think is going to help them heal. And they're not wrong, but what is the most important is, are you eating correctly? Are you eating enough protein? And are you replenishing your deficiencies? So my answer to that question is, first, you should just get on a multivitamin, period. Get on a multivitamin with minerals. That is how you start off with. After surgery, you need to enhance your diet with arginine, and also some glutamine. And those are going to be found in most of your animal products, as well as soy and your plant-based proteins. So arginine is going to be one of the big things. I also like to recommend selenium in a food form, which you can find that in Brazil nuts. And that's one of the most potent antioxidants that you can eat. So I like to recommend that for immunity after surgery as well. And there's a lot of other nutrients, but what I say is pre-op, you just need to focus on a major multivitamin with minerals. Post-op, you need to make sure you're getting foods high in arginine, and also taking some selenium as well after surgery.
Are there any considerations for non-meat eaters to get that extra vitamins in?
Yeah. So when I make my meal plans, a lot of them actually, we have vegan, vegetarian, and then animal options every day. So yeah, you can definitely get it. So my favorite plant-based options for plastic surgery are going to be definitely your soy and your edamame. Those are like some big ones. Pumpkin seeds and walnuts as well. And I also like some quinoa, and definitely I think eggs are going to be like, if you're not going to do, like people think that you have to do plant-based, but you can do vegetarian options, which are eggs. Eggs are probably one of the best proteins that you can have after plastic surgery if you are more, if you don't do animal products, but you do animal byproducts, like you're vegetarian.
What are some foods that people should avoid after surgery?
So my number one thing is to not do beef. It tends to be super high in saturated fat, which actually can really slow down the motility in your gut. And so when that happens, you're going to feel constipated, you're going to feel full, and you're not going to want to go to the bathroom, and you're not going to want to eat. So I usually say things like that are full fat are some of the biggest things to avoid after surgery. Also, my clients, sometimes like at day 5, day 6, they're really done with the post-op meal plan, and they just want to eat like Thai food or Chinese food. And your body is so sensitive those first few weeks that even having any type of restaurant food after surgery, you're usually going to just swell up tremendously. So staying away from restaurant food or eating them in tiny, tiny amounts.
How does a balanced diet contribute to long-term results and success after plastic surgery?
Well, a balance, people always ask me like about a balanced diet. And what I really tell them is, what is going to work for you? What type of diet will you be eating? So is it going to be vegan or plant forward or animal based, or like, what does that look like? But the most important things are, how can you maintain your muscle mass and how can you maintain your weight? And so understanding balanced diet in terms of how many calories that you need is probably going to be the number one reason of how you maintain your result after surgery. So definitely understanding calories and how much you're eating is super important.
Do the calories that you recommend for people change depending on the type of procedure that they're having?
Yeah, that's a great question. So it's not just, everything changes when you have different surgeries. So when I have clients who are just breast augmentations, like how I treat them is differently, how aggressive my interventions are. But a lot of my clients are having multiple surgeries, like 5, 6, 7 surgeries. And so, yes, their calories are going to go up substantially, how much they drink, how much protein, their interventions in terms of how we're going to heal this incision, their supplements, all that changes when they're having like multiple surgeries, which the majority of my clients are doing multiple surgeries now.
Multiple at the same time?
Mm-hmm. Like one right now, I have a diastasis recti, lipo to flanks, fat transfer, breast aug, breast lift, chin lipo, arm lipo. And they're getting it all done at the same time. So it could be a really tough recovery. So you have to make sure nutrition is like number one.
I'm sure having a balanced diet really, really helps people heal faster. What are some common myths and misconceptions for people after they have cosmetic surgery and their nutrition plan?
Well, I think a lot of things. Number one is I see a lot of people doing detoxes after surgery. I'm not opposed to detoxes, but in terms of actually helping you heal, they're not going to do really anything for your healing. Detoxifying foods to include in your diet are fine, but detox drinks are not going to help you. They're going to hurt you after surgery. because if they're considered like a meal replacement, they can really impede your healing. Beet juice, I get a lot of beet juice people to help increase their hemoglobin. That's before surgery, and that's a big myth. Collagen, all the protein supplements. I had a recent person give me like this protein brand that she took 5 pills and it had like 5 amino acids. The protein thing is just crazy. I think that's one of the myths, is like really understanding what you need for your protein supplementation, what's really going to move the dial. So having proper protein is probably one of the biggest things. And then also a lot of people are doing vitamin stacking, which I consider a myth, because that's not necessarily going to help you if you're doing like isolated vitamins as well. Using quality salt, thinking that quality salt is not going to make you swell as much as normal salt, but it will. Salt is salt. It's going to help make you swell no matter what. Drinking certain kind of electrolyte water. People have to be very careful with the type of electrolyte water that you drink after surgery. So thinking that they can just chug, like LMNT, things like that are big myths as well. I could go on and on, but those are the biggest ones.
And what's the difference between quality salt and regular salt?
So, well, really it's because like, Himalayan salt and unprocessed salt, it tends to be richer in your minerals. And so it's not stripped. So it tends to have like your magnesium, a little bit more of your electrolytes. And so it's just healthier for you. So that's why the big thing is like pink salt or Himalayan salt. Whereas in like normal salt is just stripped of everything. It just has sodium chloride. At the end of the day, salt is salt no matter what. I do still recommend quality salt because the taste tends to go longer. But I tell people no matter what, it's still going to swell you up no matter what you do.
And how can good nutrition help with the bruising?
So bruising is so funny because I have really not jumped on the bromelain bandwagon. I haven't really jumped on the arnica bandwagon. I know that it's been around, but I remember reading an article and they quoted how bromelain helps with bruising, and it was a 65-year-old research article. So I think it's just ingrained in the plastic surgery industry to take bromelain and arnica. There are studies out, that do help it, but I'm not a big proponent of that. I personally think number one is making sure that your capillary strength is super strong. And so that's having a lot of antioxidants in your diet. That's going to be probably the biggest thing. And also I've noticed that my athletes, like if you're an athlete before surgery, not necessarily like you're a professional athlete, but you're walking, you're biking, you're weightlifting, like you are an active person. I have found that actually does even more than diet, actually. So that's what I recommend to my clients more than anything else, is getting strong, getting physical to help with that bruising and swelling, not necessarily their nutrition. But if we are talking about nutrition, I do recommend like what's called enzymes. So I like to have it in the pill form of either any type of proteolytic, like if you have there's bottles that have just proteolytic enzymes, and I recommend those in terms of helping with bruising.
And how long before surgery should somebody start thinking about all these things?
I would say about a year.
Wow.
Yeah. My clients who have the hardest recovery, my clients who struggle the most, my clients who don't really have those results are the ones that are, contacting me, 10 days before the surgery, not really thinking about it, or even like a month before surgery, and kind of just hoping for the best. But my clients who start with me 3 to 4 months, but then they've been really planning it for about a year, they have seamless recoveries they bounce back so much faster, and they enjoy the results a little bit better. Actually, a lot better.
What you do is so important. I can't thank you enough for being here. Did you have anything else that you wanted to share with everybody?
Well, so you can find me at nutrition.plasticsurgery on Instagram. We have a lot of awesome things coming out. We're going to have surgery specific meal plans. So if you have a breast dog, we're going to have a meal plan for that. So every meal plan is designed for your surgery, which is super important. And just a lot of products and things coming out. So you can follow me at nutrition.plasticsurgery, and my company's name is Sulinu, Sulinu. But just want to encourage you, and if you have any questions, to always DM me and ask me any nutrition questions as well, because nutrition, like I just tell women, you deserve a safer, stronger, and better recovery from plastic surgery. You deserve that. That's what you pay for. That's what you're investing in to change your life. And plastic surgery is a catalyst to change your life. And nutrition can help significantly love your outcome, love your body, and sustain your results. So it's one of the most important things. So jump on board and follow me and ask me any questions. But Kelly, thank you so much for joining and for asking me.
Thank you for being a guest, and I'll have all of her socials linked in the comments also, so you can go there to find them.
Yeah.
Thank you again. I really appreciate you.
You're welcome, Kelly. All right. Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.